Hey guys, Dark here, back again with another video. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about OnlyFans chatting and how can you maximize the return that you get from your whales. So with that being said, let's get into it. Hey you, are you looking to network, grow, and expand your knowledge of the OnlyFans industry with over 700 plus people? Then be sure to check the link in the description to join the Discord server. See you there. So to start off, what is a whale? A whale is essentially a subscriber who has spent a large amount of money consistently or over a short amount of time. So with these type of fans, you really want to make sure that they're your top priority because they're the ones who are going to basically fund your lifestyle. With that being said, how do you separate the whales from the regular subscribers or even the time wasters? So the first thing that you want to make sure that you look for is making sure that you look at how they interact with you the moment they subscribe. An example of this would be, let's say they subscribe and they say, hey, I'm in love with you, I've been following you for months, and I finally decided to subscribe to your OnlyFans, and now I'm here. What do you have to offer? So that's already a good start because that means the person has been basically doing the steps of relationship building already because they've been following you as a creator or your creators if you're an agency. The next thing to do is to continue relationship building and push that even further. And another telltale sign that you can use to try to distance who could be a potential whale compared to just a regular fan or a time waster is if you're sending them PPVs, how often do they try to haggle the price, or if they even haggle the price at all? Normally a whale isn't going to argue about the price that you give them. So let's say you send out a PPV for 25, he's buying it. 50, he's buying it. 75, 100, he's buying it with no questions asked. And each time that you send him that PPV, he's going to always compliment you, say he loves it, the content was hot, all that stuff. So that's already a good sign that this guy is a potential buyer and that he's going to continue buying during the long term. You're seeing that every PPV that you send him, he practically just buys it right away because most fans just using analytics and whatnot, you can see how often they're buying PPVs and how often are they actually unlocking them. Let's say you send a guy 10 PPVs and he only buys 2, and the potential whale, you see that you send him 10 PPVs and he's bought 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10. That's already a good sign that this guy, he's really interested, he's invested, and he's looking for more. Now the real question is, how do we capitalize once we have this whale confirmed and we've noticed that there's a pattern in his behavior of buying and that we're seeing that he's just loving everything that we send to him? The first step is making sure that you have enough content. If you're not making enough content as a creator to basically feel his needs, you're just leaving money on the table, to be honest, because this guy, he's buying anything that we sell him. So at that point, you need to make sure that you have enough to give him at the same time, or you can get into customs and constantly charge him high ticket prices for customs, such as maybe 500, 800, 1,000 even for customs at a time. And basically that's how you would just respond to that lack of content if you're not able to keep up. And since we are dealing with a whale, the second thing that you would want to do is make sure that you price your PPVs at a higher ticket. So let's say a video, you would normally sell it for $20 to a regular fan. Let's upcharge him $80 to $100 more just because you know that he's gonna pay it regardless. So just basically keeping that in mind when you're pricing your content so that you can maximize the amount of money that you're getting out of it. Another thing that you want to make sure that you do is prioritize these whales as much as you can. You don't want to keep a whale waiting too long. 9 times out of 10, you want to make sure that they have top priority when it comes to interactions on the account, because you don't want to keep them waiting and have them essentially follow our interests even and then end up going to another page and spending all that money. So make sure that they're at the top of your list in terms of chatting and that they get a lot of attention. All around, the most important thing that you want to make sure that you're doing is continuing that relationship building, because what led him to become a whale was initially him fighting you and just basically being hooked right away. But at the same time, you want to make sure that he stays hooked. So that's why you want to continue that relationship, learn more things about him so that you can use that in the long term whenever you're bringing up conversation about maybe his family, what he likes to do, maybe about work, depending on what he does for work, and just little things about him, or even about remembering his birthday if his birthday is coming up, and just keeping those written down so that whenever you can use it in a conversation, it just shows that you're actually interested in them and that you care. Because the more that you actually care for your fans, ultimately with the whales, it goes a long way because they're just gonna end up spending even more and even more for a longer period of time. It's not about the short term, it's about the long term when it comes to these subscribers, because as a subscription based platform, which is OnlyFans, you want to make sure that you can keep people subscribing and staying connected with you as long as possible. So to conclude on the things that you need to know in order to maximize on your whales is to, one, identify the whale by seeing what is his behavior like? What's his buying history? How does he react to the content that you send him? Is it positive? Is it negative? Is he buying it all the time, or is he buying it every other day, or maybe every 4 or 5 times? Is he always arguing about the price? Second of all, making sure that you put them to the side compared to other subscribers, so that you put him in a top priority list, so that whenever he is online, we're essentially going to be the first people that he talks to if he's subscribed to other creators, or overall making sure that the moment he's online, you're always available so that he can actually chat with you. And third of all, and the most important, is making sure that you keep tabs on what he likes, his interests, his hobbies, what he does, and simple things about him. The little things matter, really, and using that in conversations so that you can continue growing the relationship and creating that sort of bond. During the long term, he stays a loyal and reliable customer. So that's how you can maximize on your whales. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on my socials, join the Discord if you haven't already, link in the description, and take care, guys.